Hello guys, my name is FX and welcome to a bit of a different video. This is going to be more of a tutorial video than one of the the videos that I've done before. It's for my budding content creators out there who have problems with background noise and they want to try and get rid of it. Obviously you can't really do anything about it once you've recorded it, so this is like the next best thing. Going into it, what you try and want to do is avoid as much background and unwanted noise as possible, but again, things happen during a stream or during a recording that you may not realize until afterwards, like the case with me. So rather than doing it all again or scrapping a recording or a stream session that would have been, semi-decent if it wasn't for this problem, this is something that you can do and incorporate that will, it might not be 100% perfect afterwards, but it's going to sound a hell of a lot damn better than what you did to start with by, 90% or whatever. So, in this kind of file, this is my editing file for Visage or Visage, whatever you want to call it. It's a horror game that I streamed last week. I tried this with the first part, which is what you see over there, and it worked quite well. So before I did it for the second part, I just wanted to record and show you guys what I did, so hopefully it can help you. And then unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it for all this part as well, but it is a thing that needs to be doing because I don't just want to release it like it is, because it does sound a bit naff, and I want to try and get all of my recordings as good as possible, and I'm sure you're the same, and that's why you're watching this video. So what I would do, say for example, beforehand, would be try and preempt anything as much as possible. I did on this occasion, but unfortunately for whatever reason, halfway through the stream, things went south. So on this day that I recorded, it was really warm, so I wanted to put a fan on in the background, and again I put a noise gate on, which is basically where the effects would cut off a certain volume after a certain decibel limit. It cuts off the noise and unwanted background noise. For example, it works really well with like clicky keys and things like that, because the clicky keys would theoretically be a lot less decibels than you when you speak, but again, it's not a proven method. So I did that for this stream. I tested it out, it worked perfectly, but again, for whatever reason, maybe halfway through the stream I might have banged the fan or whatever and manipulated the placement of it. But unfortunately now, when you kind of listen to things back, yeah, you can still kind of hear it. You can still kind of hear it in the background.
Magnus, whoever it was.
It's kind of, it's not like terrible.
Right, we're just gonna be brave and pull this.
Especially when I speak, you can, there's kind of like that weird kind of blowy, echoey kind of winding sound, if you like. But you can kind of maybe more hear it over here when there's no audio from me or the game. And it probably just picks up when I click a key or something.
Okay. Oh, the handle's out.
You hear that? It's just like a thing.
Oh, the handle's out.
Yeah. So that's that bit there. That in essence is what we're going to try and get rid of. And again, it works for other things. So, it works for if you've got like a builder with a jackhammer out your window who just starts doing it in the middle of your stream. It works again for like clicky keys and things like that. It just works for everything really. It doesn't have to be a fan. So for those of you that want to do this and you've already got the audio file sorted and isolated, I'll meet you into the second part of this video. For those of you like me who have the audio file attached to the video and you just want to manipulate the audio, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to isolate obviously the section that you want to render. You want to solo it like I have here, because this is the outro music and I don't want to render that with my audio. And then what you want to do after you've isolated the section, you want to go to render like you normally would with a video, and instead of clicking one of the video options down here, you're just going to go to an MP3 option. Again, I'm sure your editing software probably has the same thing. This is just Vegas that we're using right now. You want to click on the audio, you want to click on the highest quality, and then all you want to do is just save it as something that you're going to remember. So for example, part 2 audio, and then you're just going to render that bad boy, and then we're just going to take that we're just going to take that over into Audacity, and I'll see you there in a sec. Okay, so this is a first for me. I'm watching a recording that I just did, and now I'm commentating over the top of it. So you want to boot up Audacity with a blank canvas like we see here. Audacity is free. Just Google Audacity audio or something like that in Google, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Boot it up. This is what you should see. And then all you need to do is just drag and drop the file, whether or not that's a file that you rendered earlier on, or whether it's a file that you've just got like I have now, using Vegas.
There's a few of them, Liam.
And I think you can maybe hear it a little bit better here, now that obviously you can't kind of like look at the video file attached to it, but you can kind of hear it.
Magnus, whoever it was.
Again, there's that little windiness that's on top of the vocal. So what you want to do is you want to, in essence, just sift through the file like I'm doing here and find a prominent example that you can basically give Audacity. So it's very clever, Audacity. And in specific, with this problem, you're basically just giving it an example that you want to use to say, whenever you hear this throughout the whole entire project, I want you to delete the sound in essence, or at least dampen the sound and make it quieter. So at the minute, we're just, there we go, we found it. I don't know whether this is the example that I showed you in Vegas, but the sound is still very much the same. So, you know, even if it was a case that I found an example towards the end of the project, as long as there's that clear kind of sound that you can pick out and you go, right, I don't like this, I want this gone from the whole thing, you just isolate that basically. So what you do is once you found your example, you highlight it like I have done here, you go to effects, then you go to noise reduction. Now instead of clicking OK like most people probably would when you open a menu and you're like, sick, let's go, it actually says step 1 and step 2. So step 1 is, again, you're giving Audacity the example, so you click get noise profile instead of OK. Once that's done, it's saved that in its membrane. So when you double click anywhere on the timeline just to highlight the remainder of the project, then you go back to effect, you go back to noise reduction, and this in essence is step 2. You click OK. It'll take a little bit of time to load because again it's rendering that whole kind of example throughout the whole project now. Your computer's probably faster than mine, so it'll probably do it in half the time, but hey ho, here we go. And then once it's done, there'll be some sort of like little effect where, you know, the wave file will drop down a little bit. The sound waves that you could just see get shrunk. And that's, again, a good sign that it's kind of done it throughout the whole project. So then what you want to do is you just want to play the example back to yourself to see if it worked.
Was this, we opened that, right?
So you can see already, granted I didn't click on the exact place that I did the example, but you can hear even just with the audio that it's pretty much gone from the audio. And again, you are polishing a turd here is what we need to remember. Like, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be like 90% perfect. It's a lot better than it was.
Okay, that's that. Okay, that's the orifice. Was this open before? Yes, it was. Okay, because it was going to trigger a thing, wasn't it? That's not There's a few of them, Liam.
See, you can hear it from the beginning. You can hear it in the example. It's dampened it a little bit. Again, it's not completely gone, but you can do that in the actual editing of the video. You know, you can cut bits out and stuff like that if you wanted it to. But not only are we just trying to get rid of it at the bits where I don't speak, but we're also trying to get rid of it from the point that I am speaking. So you can get rid of it while I'm talking. So it's a lot more clearer. And I think at this point, you can really tell.
Magnus, whoever it was that did it. Yeah. Right, we're just going to be brave and pull this. Fuck it.
To me, that's a lot more clearer than when I was speaking before, when you can hear the sound. So that's pretty much what you do with the example that you give Audacity, and then once you've done it and processed it through Audacity, from here you can obviously normalize it if you want by going into effects and normalize. You can add EQ, compression, whatever you want to do. But for this exercise, we're just going to keep it as it is. All you do now is go to File, render it as either an MP3 or a WAV. And then just import that back into Vegas, and I'll meet you over there in a sec. Okay, so when you've booted Visage or your equivalent editing project back up, all you need to do now is drag and drop the remastered audio that we made just a second ago. I've just done it on a separate timeline, a separate track just for us. So I'm just going to unsolo that, make sure that it all lines up, and then all you in essence do is just mute that.
Yeah, there's a few of them, Liam, Magnus, whoever it was that did it. Yeah, right, we're just gonna be brave and pull this. Fuck it. Oh, the handle's out of reach. That's a shame, innit? I did try, chat. Right, where the hell is that then?
So you can tell that the fan noise has, for the most part, gone. Again, polishing the turd. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's a lot better than it was before.
Right, where the hell is that then? Right, we're just gonna be brave and pull this. Fuck it. Oh, the handle's out of reach. That's a shame, innit? Right, we're just gonna be brave and pull this. Fuck it. Oh, the handle's out of reach. That's a shame, innit? I did try, chat. Right, where the hell is that then?
And then what you can just do is, for example, if you do find that
Where the hell is that
it's
then?
not a little bit of sound, you know, in the background noise, if it's not that little bit down, because you can kind of hear the background noise on this red file, the original file, is a bit louder for the actual game. All you can then do is just obviously just go into create a volume envelope, right click, insert volume envelope, and then V will take it away and add it. You can just obviously just import that and add that and manipulate it in that way so that you can hear the background music again, you see.
Where the hell is that then?
See, so again, polishing a turd, but it is making things slightly better. It's a lot better than it was. This is something that I can run with a little bit now. Again, you can manipulate things a little bit more in the actual editing suite. But for the time being, that's good, and I'm happy with that, and it's something that I can use now to go forward and manipulate, and hopefully release this video in the not too distant future. So I hope that works for you. I think you might be able to do it a few more times. So for example, if you did the Audacity process once and you weren't entirely happy with it, you could probably just do it again, and maybe again, just to kind of get it so that you can't actually hear any of the sound. Like, obviously we just did it once, but you can highlight it again and just continue to do so. I imagine. I don't really think that's going to hurt your project too much. Again, if anything, it'll just probably lessen the volume in other areas, again with background noise for the game and things like that. But again, if you're willing to put in the time and effort to go through everything and add the volume, or maybe even add it as a different file, make that, sorry, a different track, and make that track a little bit louder, then you can kind of like manipulate between the both. It just all depends on obviously your perfectionism and how good you want the video to be. It's going to take a little bit more time, but again, it does go back to, you know, it's either this or do you want to record it all over again. And if you can't record it all over again, like for me, because it was a stream, then again, unfortunately, this is going to be your next best bet. So yeah, I'm going to run with this now. Again, hopefully get this video out to you soon. But yeah, I just wanted to do this quick little tutorial video just to help any, again, budding creators with the same problem that I had. In an attempt to hopefully help you. So that being said, thanks for watching me, and I shall see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye!